Go ahead. What I would do?
On Iran, would you be open to letting
Say
Iran
that?
keep some kind of civil nuclear program?
No
Or would
impact
the entire
whatsoever.
program need to be dismantled?
I'm for stopping Iran very simply from having a nuclear weapon. They can't have a nuclear weapon. I want Iran to be great and prosperous and terrific. I stopped them once they were broke and they didn't have any money for Hamas. They didn't have any money for Hezbollah. There wouldn't have been an October 7th disaster. They were broke. They had no money, and they weren't spending it to terrorist organizations because they had none. When Biden came in, he took all the sanctions off. China wasn't allowed to buy. I said, if you buy, because they're the biggest customer, I said, you buy 1 barrel of oil, just 1 barrel of oil from Iran, and you can't do business in the United States. And by the way, we have nice conversations going with China just to intercede. You know, it's like really very good. But with Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon, and if they have a nuclear weapon, you'll all be very unhappy. You'll all be very unhappy because your life will be in great danger. Yeah, yeah. Oh.
Press out, press out.
No, she's out.
All right, man. So this woman, she actually fainted while Trump said that. So he was, and Trump's using the same scare tactic that Satan, Yahoo, and all these people want us to believe that all our lives are going to be in danger if Iran gets a nuclear weapon. The reality of it is, guys, they're really bent on Iran not having a nuclear weapon because they only want their America's biggest colony in the Middle East, which is Israel, to only be the one that monopolizes nuclear weapons, right? So no one can have nuclear weapons other than Israel. So that's really the real reason. Israel's not worried about Iran having a nuclear weapon. They're using that as an excuse to degrade their military power because, Iran's become a superpower, really, in the Middle East, in the world, really, militarily. I mean, they sell drones and ballistic missiles and all that. All their newest technology is being sold to Russia. So Russia's actually using a lot of the Iranian drones to fight off the Ukrainians, right? So they're a military superpower in the Middle East. And the reality of it is, and not only that, they're militant. They're not really held on to. They don't have like a puppet regime that the U.S. could turn on and off. That runs Iran. So you have a situation where Israel wants to monopolize the nuclear weapons in the Middle East because if Iran gets it, Saudi Arabia is going to get it. A whole host of other countries. Egypt's going to want one as well. And it can land, it could be very dangerous, especially where you're in a region where it's very hostile. And a lot of these countries are militant. Some of these countries have families that, have been there for generations. And it's not the most stable region in the world. Imagine you have, all these people have nuclear weapons. Little Israel is not as safe as it once was, right? So they have to make certain compromises when it comes to negotiations. Even the Palestinian issue is a compromise. So there's no way in hell Satan Yahoo, let's call him Satan Yahoo, is going to allow Trump to negotiate a 2015 type nuclear deal with Iran. It would have to be a Libya style, right? Come in there, wipe it clean. There's no way in hell that Satan Yahoo is going to allow Trump to negotiate that, right? And the Iranians aren't stupid, guys. So they have multitudes of different sites, nuclear sites. There's no way in hell that they'll be able to militarily get rid of all their nuclear weaponry. And it's going to make it worse because if they strike Iran, they're going to get the nuke, right? Iran's already said that. They're going to get the nuke, regardless of the religious jurisprudence that has been placed on nuclear weapons in Iran. So that's the real reason, guys. That's the real reason. But this looks like a I don't know. We got to see what the negotiations look like. But we do know that Netanyahu's not gonna want to negotiate. All right. So, and we've been seeing recently that Trump pretty much does whatever he wants. Whatever Netanyahu wants.